those of you who don't know, Lisa and I were part of the original founding families of HopePointe back in 2001, and at that time our children were 12 and 10, and if you've ever done a Porta Church before, you have to be all in. There is no question about it, and we continue to be all in for here at HopePointe.
We're just very thankful for what the Lord has done in our family through HopePointe. Many of you know that about a year ago, I accepted the call into full-time ministry in the diocese. I serve as canon for discipleship with Bishop Clark, and that definitely has been also an adventure, but one of the things that I'm super thankful for is I'm able to continue that ministry because HopePointe is my church home. I am all in here. I continue to serve as a deacon. I continue to serve in the areas of women's ministry and discipleship. HopePointe gives me, honestly, the support and the grounding that I need to live out my ministry in the diocese. So I am definitely, whether you want me or not, I am all in at HopePointe.
After announcing my transition fully into the diocese a few weeks ago, I've had many of you ask me questions recently. Things like, what am I doing? Where am I going? Are you leaving? Well, I'd like to clarify first and foremost, I am very excited about where the Lord has called me and what the Lord has done with me here in this place at HopePointe. This is a church that has helped transform me and empower my ministry call, and I will forever be grateful for HopePointe. But I'm also excited to have been named the bishop's new canon for ministry formation and leadership development, and I'm looking forward to traveling around the diocese, working with all of those individuals who are considering holy orders and also helping churches build lay leadership across the diocese. But I am also very excited because this position means I'm not actually going anywhere. This is still my home church, the church where I will worship, the church where I will be resident as a priest. And so I am very excited to also say that means that I get to be here at HopePointe for the foreseeable future and be all in here.
I believe the philosopher Kierkegaard once said that life is lived forward and understood backwards. That is never more true than our journey here at HopePointe.
About 6 years ago, we entered the doors of HopePointe, and we were in a bruised and battered state, really fighting what our call to ministry was. And we came in not really knowing what to expect, and we felt like the Lord told us, be here, be a part, and be with these people. And what that looked like for us was to be all in. And for the last 6 years, we can say that we have been all in here at HopePointe. And over the last 6 months, that has shifted just a little bit as we have prayed about what the next year looks like and what it means to be all in at HopePointe. And
well, we knew our curacy would be over in December. We just didn't know what would be happening in January. And so we're very grateful as we prayed through what it means to be all in, that what that meant for us is that we're going to plant a church in Conroe. And what that gives HopePointe a chance to do is to be all in with missions. That by doing what we are called to do, it gives other HopePointers a chance to really step in to where Father Travis is calling this church further up and further into. We're all in.
We are all in.
Prior to coming to HopePointe, Katie and I were in Durham, North Carolina, where I was finishing up divinity school. We've been here for about 5.5 years now. Mm-hmm. We moved back to Houston because I was starting at the University of Houston Law Center, studying to be an attorney, and Katie was dancing with a Christian dance company here in Houston. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I don't want to have anything to do with ministry. I have too much trauma from Duke Divinity School. I want to leave all of that behind. I'm going to go and practice law in a totally secular profession. And pretty soon after we arrived back here in Houston and got plugged in at HopePointe because of our connections with Deacon Lisa, Bishop Clark asked us to be in an ordination discernment group, which is now the Isaiah 6 Circle. And so the entire time I was in law school, I was in the discernment process for holy orders. I didn't know if I would get ordained, if I really wanted to be ordained. And it really wasn't until much later in the process that I kind of came to realize I am called to the priesthood, and it took a lot of running away from that call to ministry that others around me, clergy, laity, had seen in me, but I had ignored because I thought, I don't want to do that. I'm not cut out for pastoral ministry. I want to go make a lot of money, and then maybe I'll do something for the church 15, 20 years down the road. And I really came to realize that my own heart is discipleship. I want people to be able to dig deep in their faith, in their own walk with the Lord, and that my role as a priest and what I came to see as my calling is to present Christ in word and sacrament to the people who I'm shepherding, so that their whole souls and lives might be conformed to the image of the Son. The only way that I was going to be able to do that was not as an attorney, was not just in some other role in the church, kind of on the periphery, but it really was to take on holy orders and give my life to the church and to the people here at HopePointe.
Like Michael said, I was dancing for a Christian modern dance company down in Houston. So there was this element of ministry in my life, but I was teaching dance, I was choreographing, and starting a family. And we had 2 babies. We baptized them both here, and it was when I was pregnant with Elliot, doing life alongside Deacon Lisa and getting to really peek into what diaconal ministry looked like in her life, but I just couldn't see how God would make that work for me. And I was a part of the search committee for our new senior pastor. So being a part of that search committee, I really felt the Lord speaking to me through that process that you're about to baptize your second baby here. I'm growing deep roots for your family here, long term, and growing you and your family here in the midst of this family.
A few short years ago, we came to HopePointe, and what we found was a family of God that was dedicated and loyal and spirit-filled, most importantly. Prior to that, Holly and I did missions work before we had kids. We lived in South America and in Montana. And then prior to that, we also worked at a church plant in Denver, Colorado. And that was a great experience for us, and it was formative for our marriage and our discipleship. Since that time, we felt the call shortly after coming to HopePointe to the ordained ministry, but we weren't sure what that was going to look like. For a time, we thought it might be to be sent out, to be ordained to be sent out into another country or another state, and we prayed into that quite a bit. But God made it evident to us that we were being called to plant roots here in the Woodlands and with you at HopePointe. And that's what we're doing. We are committed to be here however long it is that God has us here. At this point, we are 100% all in, obviously working in various places, and our family as well, serving in various places in the church.
I am all in at HopePointe.
All in.
We're all in.
We are all in.
We're all in.
As a family, we are
All in. We're all in.
Okay, we're done.
Last one, that's it.
What happened?